Stephen.
Hello.
Just feels good to be back.
We're back, baby.
I actually feel good to be back.
Yeah. We were away for 11 days.
11 days,
11 days, yeah. We just returned from the
Isn't it weird that
Consumer
you and I-
Electronics Show.
Isn't it weird you and I both booked
Yeah,
the same
day.
dates?
Yeah. We're in sync, mate, like that. We're in sync. And
Well,
I went a few days early, just wanting to settle
Well, that's
in.
what we always do.
Yeah. And I always do that myself. I try to get like at least 3 days in before anything starts, 2 days in at least.
Yeah.
But one of your days is actually driving there from LA.
Yeah, just to acclimatise. We spend one day in LA just to
Yeah.
body sync, get a good sleep in a hotel bed, and and then drive on. See a few good people in LA, and then have a good meal. that kind of stuff. Good times.
Yeah.
But no, it's lovely to be back. I really don't have anything else other than that.
Yeah.
I have a lot, but it'll be in the private feed.
And so
Link below.
You're back in the groove now.
I'm back in the time zone, but
Yeah.
here's one thing I did over Christmas. I think I set an out of office, and then
I saw that
and then
I
over
got it
CS,
the other day. The out
over
of office.
CS, I changed it and said, "Look, I'm in Vegas. I'm
Yeah.
busy, so good luck." And so this week I went, you know what? I'm not turning that off. I wrote now
you're not turning it.
No,
off.
now it says, you know what? I'm back.
Back with my family.
But
now,
I'm with my
so-
family,
Yeah, I
and school
saw
holidays
that.
are still
I saw
going. So, excuse my delay. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
But February, I'm back. That kind of thing.
Well,
And mate,
it feels to
I
me
have
that
had
everyone else is back though.
I've had 4 or 5 people say to me, "Love that out of office."
Really?
Respect, because it's basically me saying my family's more important than you,
Yeah.
which is true.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that.
You don't think they knew that already, mate, without an email? Or
I don't know. I think we live in a world where you wait for responses. Like I'm like, why haven't you responded? Don't you, that's my worst trait. It's my worst
you're
trait.
impatient.
Is impatience on
Right.
other people's replies. So I'll send. The worst one is I will. You and I are the same. We work into the evening kind of thing, and sometimes late at night. So you'll send out, I don't know, ideas, proposals, whatever requests at like 10 o'clock at night, and then at 9 o'clock in the morning,
Later
I'm
than that
like,
even.
where's the response? Like, where's my response?
Yeah.
And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you get a response, and you think, well, they did that pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah.
But it's literally a toxic trait. Don't you reckon?
Maybe. Well,
I reckon it is.
I send out emails sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but that's just me. But it feels though we're back mid-January and Christmas is over. The break's over.
Yeah.
People are back now. And, the same level of emails and phone calls, it's back again. It's sort of everyone's back at work.
And the new schedule kicks in from next week. Even though it's a soft launch for the EV podcast, on Monday you will get
Keep an ear out.
Monday night. Is that what we're doing? Sunday night.
Monday night.
Sunday night into Monday.
No, Monday night.
Really?
Yeah, because
what it is?
remember we said even God rested on a Sunday. We didn't have a Sunday
Yeah,
show.
but if we drop it Sunday night, they've got it on Monday to listen
morning.
to.
Yeah. Okay. It's up to you, mate. You're running that, are you?
Well,
Up to you,
I'm making
up
the
to
executive decision.
So
Sunday night drop.
Right. Okay.
When
Which-
does it drop
yeah.
in the actual EV feed?
Well,
Same time, you
Same
think?
time.
You think same
Well,
time?
I thought Two Blokes. It's EV Sunday night. Two Blokes Monday.
That's why.
Yeah, Monday.
That's why. So the
Yeah.
EV feed drops a day early.
Right. So if you're in the Two Blokes feed, you're going to get
Monday
a show
night.
every day except for Sunday.
Monday
So-
night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night,
Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Whew.
And then a day off, because even God rested on a Sunday. Then boom again.
Hardest working blokes in podcasting.
Yes.
You're looking at
the
them right
best
here.
value podcasting channel in the world. Yeah.
That's a massive call.
That's cost you nothing to get all that great content.
Big call, though.
Yeah.
Big call.
I challenge anyone to find something better.
It is a large part of our week now, though, isn't it?
It is. I've been sitting in this chair for 4 days. What day is it today? Yes, I think I've had a birthday since we started
Did
recording.
Joe miss you?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she always misses me, mate.
You see, there was a little
No, but
reservation.
I think I talk to her so much when I'm away.
Yeah.
This is a sort of private feed topic too, but I think I talk to her twice a day when I'm away. And,
My wife
yeah,
would just
twice a
be
day.
driven cuckoo if I spoke to her once a day.
Her morning and her night. There's some nights I couldn't talk to her. She was working, like the cricket round or whatever, and
She was working.
and
She's like,
I said, if you get a break, just give me a quick buzz and before I go to bed. And she'd call me. Yeah. Yeah, we like to keep in touch, mate. So what, you talk to your missus, every couple of days?
I
or
did not speak to my wife between the 4th of January
What?
and the 15th.
Not at all?
Nope.
Not once did you just
Not
talk,
once
hear
on
your
the
wife's
phone.
voice.
Nope.
Wow.
Like, I think I heard her in the background on like a video call with the kids, which I only did like three of.
So you spoke to, because Jackson was with you, of course.
Yeah,
so you
spoke to him a bit.
Spoke to Harry and
Vivi probably
Vivi.
3 times.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of text, by the way.
So you never, you text your missus.
A lot of text.
No calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted Mrs. Joe as well. Yeah, heaps of texts.
Yeah.
And
our relationship was founded on text.
and pictures of what she wants me to buy her.
Oh, that's a hard no from me.
Yeah.
Leave it out.
I just had a couple of trips to Sephora. No, nothing major. No Tiffany or anything involved. So Sephora, no problem, babe.
Yeah, I think you're safe with Tiffany and Louis Vuitton this year because you've got a trip coming up.
Big trip coming up. Yeah.
All right, Stephen. Let's go. Hold out any longer. Oh, you're ready.
I'm ready, baby.
Everybody's telling me to let's go.
I'm ready, baby.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech
Not a bad price.
with Trevor Long from EFTM.com
Really handy device.
and Stephen Fennick from TechGuide.com.au.
Episode 616. Thanks to the great people at Arlo and Netgear. We'll tell you about Arlo and your home security needs and Netgear and your Wi-Fi needs shortly. If you want to find out everything Stephen's written across CES and onwards, techguide.com.au and all my gibberish is at EFTM.com. Stephen, welcome. Great to have your company.
It's great to be here, and we're kicking off the year pretty solid. We've got CES. You heard all our shows from CES. We did 3 of them, didn't we? Three
and
shows.
Now we've got a show with really no news. There's just nothing to talk about.
Yeah, except for the new Samsung devices.
Oh, the Samsung Galaxy S24.
This very morning, if you're listening to this
on Thursday,
these have just been announced in San Jose. They had the event, which I thought's a bit cheeky, right in Apple's backyard.
Yeah.
Thinking that's really cheeky. And good on them.
Also,
I love that.
I think Samsung has just discovered how absolutely boring San Jose is. There couldn't be a more...
describe it as?
Oh, yes. What was
Someone
it?
said it's North City on the weekend.
North Sydney on a Sunday. On a Sunday.
Yeah, it's true.
It's big
deserted.
buildings. It's deserted.
Even during the week, there's no one around.
It makes no sense.
What? Everyone's in their buildings and they're not
It makes no sense.
Weird.
So,
or unless the people came out during the Samsung event, I don't know.
I guess so. But anyway, so we have no great surprise. Samsung Galaxy S24, Galaxy S24 Plus, Galaxy S24 Ultra. However, I think the lead was buried in the briefing we had by the fact that the S24 and the S24 Plus look like iPhones.
With the square edges.
Like never before have they looked more like an
edges,
iPhone.
Yeah, so the square, similar look
Similar
to
size to last year's, but without the slightly rounded edges that the S23 had.
Well, I think
Mate,
0.1 of an inch bigger screens because of the thinner bezels and all that.
Just forget that for a minute.
Yeah.
They look like iPhones.
And funny enough, their Pro model, which is the Ultra,
does
titanium.
And also, it doesn't look anything like the other ones.
It does look a bit different. It doesn't look like the others, and it never has. But this year, it's got it's like someone, the curved edges. Yeah. It's like someone just went and just flattened them out a little bit.
Yeah.
So and with the S24 Plus, they've flattened them right out completely.
Yeah. But why wouldn't you do that to the Ultra? Why would you have such a different design cue?
Yeah, well, I think to stay on its own. But I think what they did as well is they made the S24 Ultra, the screen is flat. The Ultra, the S23, the screen sort of faded away into a curve.
Yep.
And I think what Samsung was telling me is that a lot of S Pen users were saying that when I'm writing, the pen goes off the edge of the screen. So now with a flatter edge, like a more definitive edge, there's no risk of that happening.
Yeah,
so
right.
Again, I'm a big fan, always been a fan of the Ultra. And this time out with the titanium finish, which gives it, like the iPhone 15 Pro, slightly lighter and gives them also a different colour on some models. So did you notice that the titanium was a little like goldish sort of colour?
The gold one looks
and
nice.
There was silver, and it was all...
Yeah.
But titanium seems to be the buzzword now for the premium devices. But I think while we're talking design and the changes, the physical changes to the phone, I think the biggest headline is the fact that it is Galaxy AI.
Yeah.
It is a huge improvement, in my opinion, over last year's model. All those AI features are compelling.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think people know my view on AI generally and the use of AI addendum on a product name.
Yeah.
I was very nervous because when we got to CES, there was a big thing that talked about, the world in AI and all these kind of things. And when we went to the Sphere, it mentioned Galaxy AI. It was not a buried lead, right?
No.
We knew this was coming. So it's funny to me because I felt like there was less time, and this is us in a briefing, not at this morning's event, but it felt like there was less time even spent talking about design. There was a bit of talk about how they fit a bigger screen into a smaller body, into the same size body and stuff like that. But, weight, size, all that kind of stuff was kind of glossed over, if at all mentioned. Even camera, Stephen, was very, very broadly mentioned. It was more about the software features of the phone. In the same way that Google has strongly talked about the Google Pixel's camera and editing and magic photo and all that stuff, as opposed to worrying about its zoom and its megapixels and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think too that how much more can you improve the cameras anyway? The Samsung cameras were already pretty up there. They're pretty highly spec'd.
Yep.
There may be a couple of adjustments.
And there are some improvements there. A more stable wide optical image stabilization, 160% more light absorption in the pixels, 10x zoom, 5x in optical, I think, on the Ultra. There's some good stuff. Let me be clear. So bottom line, if you look at the devices before we dig into the AI, I love the design, and that may be because I use Apple a little bit more during the year than I do anything else, but I think it's a great design. I think if we all just agreed that was how phones looked, great, and let's worry about what's inside them.
Absolutely.
As the argument.
And I agree with you. I quite like that. It's sort of giving them a not a hugely different look, but a fresher look. Yeah. They look fresh.
I think they look great.
Yeah.
So essentially you've got this very nice, updated, refreshed design.
Yeah.
Good progression in all the kind of key features and requirements of a phone. But then it is, and it was sold to us. Nathan made the point from Samsung Australia.
Yeah.
We had the era of the internet.
Yeah.
We had the era of the camera, which was, where this nightography and zoom lenses and all this stuff became a thing. And now we're in the era of AI. And before we unpack that even more, Stephen, doesn't this put a marker in the road for later this year?
Absolutely right. I think
we've spoken about it.
The fact that, and even earlier this week, we heard from Microsoft now launching their Copilot Pro. So they're well entrenched with AI with Windows. Now we see Samsung well entrenched with Galaxy AI. And during CES, Samsung made the point that they're no newcomers to AI. They've been working on AI for a decade. So they're thinking, we didn't fall in the last shower with AI. We've been at it for 10 years.
Right.
And so this is sort of the culmination. And remember I mentioned off the back of CES, AI for all, I think was their line, and how that was a key message for them.
Yep.
And how now with the S24 and AI all through it, that's kind of the bridge between the mobile devices, their appliances, their TVs.
Yep.
And this, I think, is probably one of the most impressive software feature capability upgrade I've seen from year to year, from one year to another.
Yeah.
On a phone.
I think it's Samsung's most impressive non-hardware announcement.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely right. And further to the point you're making, Apple have got some work to do.
Massive work
Bottom
to do.
line, Apple, not only with Mac OS, but also iOS.
And Siri.
If AI isn't front and center, people are already commenting. Says, what's Apple doing here? I've had comments on my stories. Well, how come Apple's not doing this? Yeah.
People are wondering why. You can download an app called ChatGPT or Bard or whatever, and you can do things. Shouldn't that be on the phone? And that's what Samsung has done. Now, dig into it a little bit. I'll be very, very honest. Some of what they call AI is still, it's just smart.
Yeah.
So, for example, translation. Isn't actually AI. It's just a translation database. It's just a really smart use of a database of languages, right? Yeah. But I don't mind the AI label because it does what people think of AI as doing, right? So that's why I give them a pass.
The demos I had was we made a phone call and we were booking restaurants and everything.
And taxis.
And there was also an in-person translation where you're half of the phone.
Slow down. Let's go back. The phone call translation. This is in-call live translation. So what we did as a demonstration was we pick up a Galaxy S24. You choose on the in the contacts there was restaurant or taxi. Choose restaurant. Yeah. And then you go speakerphone, you choose call assist, and you go live translation. Now you don't have to be on speakerphone, you can still have it up to your ear. Yeah. And what happens is as soon as you say hello and you choose what languages you're doing, right? So you're in Korea, you're booking a taxi. you choose English and Korean. And as soon as you say hello, it actually sends down the line. So what the other person hears is in Korean, this call is being live transcribed, da-da-da-da, and then they hear the word hello in Korean. Yeah. And then they say, do you want to book a taxi? And I can hear the Korean, but it's kind of soft. So its volume is down. And then I see, if I'm looking at the screen, I see it translating and I hear in English the words, do you want to book a taxi?
Yeah.
And then I say, yes, please, 4 people at the Marriott.
Yeah, well, we booked a restaurant for Friday night, what time, what name, and it all did it.
Now, these were staged demos with real people on the other end of the phone, by the way. Yep. But, we weren't exactly just throwing random words at them. We were in a demo. But the concept was brilliantly demonstrated, I think.
That was great.
And it made me think of, so it's not about, I don't think this is about talking to your relative in Malta in Maltese. Yeah. It's about booking a train or a bus or a restaurant
or something. Something you want. Yeah.
In China, when I was in China, we're both there.
Yeah.
In China with Oppo, you could not book room service. Imagine
don't speak English.
Imagine we had this.
Yeah.
Number 27 with black bean sauce.
Problem solved.
Know what I'm saying?
But
very
translation, not new, but the way this is done, real time, two-way, very impressive. I've got to say, one of the things that I really, and this is AI, right?
Yep.
Chat assist.
Oh, mate, writing assistant, so good.
Chat assist, and they gave a really good example of, say you want to send a message to your boss, or you're typing out a message and you think, and then chat assist will then kick in and say, are you sure you want to talk this way to your boss? Do you want to maybe change the tone? Do you want to make it more professional, more polite, more friendly? And it had suggestions on the choices you could make to make sure you don't offend your boss.
I don't have them here,
but
check the videos on, I'm pretty sure on my TikTok and on 9 News. I did a video where I went, I've had enough of this rubbish, I quit. Or I've had enough of these long hours, I quit.
Yeah.
Right? Or I did another one which was, how dare you, well, what the hell were you thinking making that restaurant booking without checking with me first?
Yeah.
That aggressive tone.
That's how Trevor normally talks to people.
It is. Like I'm rude. And so the press a button, now it doesn't, let's be clear, it doesn't say, do you sure you want to talk like that? And then give you the suggestion. You have to physically go, actually, I should probably tone that back. So that's a mental challenge, assist, right?
Yes.
You choose the AI button and then you choose the writing style, I think it was called. Yeah. And so I think there was professional.
Yes.
Formal,
polite,
casual,
emojis as well.
Social.
Yeah.
Now the social media one, a couple of the guys there were, don't show that. But no, it's actually about when you're composing a caption for your Instagram.
Yeah.
Just press that button and it'll do hashtags and everything for you.
Yeah, it's great.
That
was impressive.
That's proper AI.
Yeah, that's AI.
That is proper AI. That is the AI that we think of as like ChatGPT and stuff. It was very well done.
But also too with the especially with the Galaxy Ultra with the Note and the S Pen, Note Assist was also impressive. Say you've taken a whole heap of notes. You can format the notes. You can summarize the notes.
Wasn't there also he could have it on so it would actually listen to a meeting, transcribe it, and give you a summary.
And then, so you're right. You can record it. It transcribes it and even detects which speaker is talking, and then summarizes that as well.
Yeah.
So that is impressive. And this is all, by the way, and they explained this to us.
Yeah.
On device.
Yes.
This is happening.
Critical, right?
So this isn't going to a cloud and coming back. This is on device. This is happening.
Yep. And I think, so the other one that I got that stood out to me anyway. Now, by the way, there was a text message translation chat as well, but I couldn't get it working, to be honest. It kept failing on me because they were trying to get it team up. There was mobile networks and things. But the bottom line is you can have a text chat as well in language and it would translate. Yep. But the one that I thought was cool, and again, I give it a border of it's not quite AI, it's really just using Google technology and Google Lens, is you're on any page of your phone. You could be on an Instagram post, you could be in your gallery, you could be on a website. You push and hold the middle button with the home button, push and hold it, the screen goes grey, you circle with your finger or the S Pen, you circle something, and it takes that and does a reverse image search essentially. Now, I tried this a lot in the gallery. They had a waffle, a milkshake. It was brilliant. There was even a tent in a photo. And it was just a photo of people at night camping. Circled the tent.
Yeah.
I kid you not, it showed me the product that is the light inside the tent.
Wow.
On Google.
Well,
it was very good.
I aimed this at our mate Val Quinn. Val was there. And
you aimed it at him?
I pointed it at he took a photo of his shoes. He's wearing some Nikes.
Right.
I took a photo, circled it. And apparently you can circle just in, you know how you got the camera just the screen
Yeah.
before you take a photo.
Yeah,
you
you can
can
just do
actually
that.
circle that.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to take a photo.
Right.
So I took a photo, circled his shoe, and it came up with the shoe where I could buy it.
He'd be doing very well too.
It was a nice shoe. I'm a Nike man myself, so that was an example. There was also, I think they circled a picture of the Las Vegas sign and circled that. Pretty easy to explain that one.
Look,
but
people will. Let's be clear. We can already unpack the
Yeah.
YouTubers who will be going for views. It won't work sometimes. There'll be failings,
yeah.
but in its broad, simple first generation view, very, very
and
cool.
it will improve over time too. So
Yeah.
just think of that. It is going to work better. But here, let's talk about the photo and video editing.
Yeah, right.
Now, I know Pixel has Magic Eraser and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what I love about this, and this is all in my video as well, the picture, so you can edit your suggested edits. I think it's suggested improvements or whatever. So you press and hold the button, it'll look at your photo and make suggestions on how to improve it. Now, a couple of examples, and these are on my video. One was there was a photo of a guy had a shadow across his face, and one of the suggestions was remove the shadow. And a couple of seconds later, shadow's gone. His face is there, fully nice, like the photo was taken without the shadow to begin with. Amazing. The other one was the suggestion was remove reflection.
Yes.
There was a photo of a woman in front of a window, beautiful photo, but had her face in the reflection.
Yes.
And remove reflection, gone.
Yeah.
And then did you do the one with the skateboarder? We selected him, moved him, enlarged him, took a pole out of the background. In seconds, we did this.
And look, again,
That's the generative AI.
I give the credit here to Google on this space. They really, like 3 years ago.
Well, they set the bar.
They
really,
set the
didn't
bar
they?
for, listen, guys, listen, Apple, listen, Samsung.
Yeah.
It's all well and good to have a camera that zooms 100 times, but can you remove something from the background of an image? And it was Magic Erase. It was these simple things. And they've done well to push that as their essentially core feature. So what Samsung, I think, has learned from Google and on their own is that software matters.
Absolutely.
That's the story of the S24.
So there was the term I was looking for was edit suggestion. So that's what happened.
Yep.
And then there was also a generative edit suggestion.
Right.
So you can insert, create, do things. The other really cool thing too, did you see the instant slow-mo feature? Did you see this? Where there was a video playing and you press and hold and it inserts frames in that part of the video to make it slow-mo.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Really impressive. Like there was a beautiful video of and this is in my video, a video of a girl walking her dog and then sort of bending down and she's sort of, being affectionate with the dog. And you see that little scene where their faces are close to each other, slowed right down. It looked amazing. And you could then go expand that area, reduce it, save it, share it. It just, and in seconds.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to see, the quality of the content we're going to share that's been improved and created even by AI is just going to go to the next level.
And whenever that happens, it will be in the metadata that it was edited or created by AI. As I understand.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree.
We need truth and honesty in imagery, especially when we're talking about, the photos.
I guess so.
The thing, another buried lead I thought was quick share on all Android and Windows devices. Now that's like AirDrop, right?
Yeah.
But it's no good if it's just Samsung to Samsung or Oppo to Oppo. This has got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be bigger than the ecosystem. So I think that's a big win for them. Little things like that matter.
Yeah, performance improvements. They've got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 mobile platform for Galaxy. That's an improvement. And every model of the S24s has up to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate, which is another improvement. They've also got two. I know gaming is pretty big on the Galaxies. They've got larger vapor chambers, which means nearly twice the size, larger vapor chamber, so it keeps things cool. Because when you're playing a game and things literally get heated.
Yeah, well,
it's got
people
to cool
know
the phone
their
down.
phone gets hot, and
Ray
it's because your phone's working too
is
hard.
on this one. Ray tracing, the peak brightness 2,600 peak brightness 2,600 nit peak brightness.
Yeah,
which also improves outdoor visibility. There's a function where it actually brightens up in the sun.
Yep.
I reckon they're the top line features there. Cameras, you look at our reviews. The cameras are pretty much the same megapixel weight, but with slight improvements on the amount of optical zoom and digital zoom. As well. But memory and storage, I think we're at the same 256, 512 terabyte 12 gig of RAM, I believe, on all models as well.
And tell them the price, son. It's basically about a $50 difference. I'm pretty sure last year they started at $13.49. It's $13.99 for the 256 S24, $16.99 for the S24 Plus, $21.99 for the S24 Ultra.
Their starting prices.
Yes.
What do you think of the colours now?
Yeah, I like the blue.
So maybe
Big fan of the blue.
Black. What blue?
The in the S24, the dark blue.
S20. Oh, so that's more the violet. I think you're talking about. Because the colours here, according to
colours
this,
in Australia, I don't know, but I was looking at the ones we were looking at.
The Samsung exclusive colours are sapphire blue, jade green, sandstone orange.
Yeah.
But the generic colours, black, grey, violet, yellow. Right.
Whoopee.
So was there a titanium blue there?
No,
green
not on the Ultra. No, not on the Ultra.
Because I saw the grey,
standard
black,
S24.
violet, and yellow.
Yep.
For the titanium.
There was a blue
colours.
in the S20 in the standard 24, not in the Ultra.
Right.
There was a blue.
Yeah, sapphire blue is the Samsung exclusive colour.
Get that. It's
Lots
beautiful.
of bonuses too. There's a lot of pre-order offers.
A lot of deals, yeah.
So if you're going through Vodafone,
Vodafone's doing
Telstra,
like $200 off stuff. Like it's just
I think
hardcore value
you
off.
pre-order. Some have also give you a memory upgrade. You get free earbuds. You get really generous trade-in offers as well. So really a lot of incentives for people to upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive day for Samsung. The Galaxy S24, 24 Plus, 24 Ultra. Pre-orders start right now and they go on sale February 7, which is a week later than the on-sale date in some other countries. And it says to me they'll do what they always do, which is surprise and delight. I'm tipping if you buy one directly from Samsung, you'll get it in the first few days of February.
Absolutely right. Just before we wrap up on this, though, I just want to sort of bring Apple back into the conversation again. Do you think that all these editing tools and all these things, the generative edits and stuff, do you think Apple, to me, their phone, the camera approach is keep it pure, it's the purest camera.
Yeah.
There's no gimmicks. It's a camera. Do you think that maybe that could be potentially why Apple's not sort of quite visible in this space, because they see this is a gimmick, that it's not too true to the character and nature of
tapping
photography?
and holding on a person and cutting them out into a sticker is not a gimmick. Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
Like if you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
For AI to give you that advantage, is that something that Apple thinks? Well, no, everyone should just be using.
I reckon people with Google and now Samsung. Imagine the billboards of ads Samsung's going to run about just removing things from the background. Google will be going, oh yeah, cheers, no worries. But that doesn't matter. Forget that, right?
Yeah.
What matters is people going, oh man, that would be so handy. And potentially, this is not the first device, but this device, more than many of the recent Samsung devices, has the ability to convert Apple customers.
100% agree. And I think that, I reckon that's another reason why they've launched it earlier than normal.
Maybe.
They've brought it forward just to sort of give that a bigger window of people to think, well, do I buy another iPhone or do I jump into this one? I think you're right. I think not since, and I don't want to curse this phone, not since the Note 7 have we heard the sort of sentiment. So many people at that time said, oh, that's it, I'm getting the Note 7.
Yeah.
And these were Apple users.
Yeah.
So if that happens this time, fingers crossed, it's all good. Nothing untoward happens to the S24. But I think they've learned their lesson there. But no, I think you're right. I think this is going to attract customers to think, well, geez, I want something different. And this is quite a powerful difference.
And I think the design plays into that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Subconsciously, they're thinking, well, you're kind
they
of
won't
getting an
say
iPhone.
they've copied Apple, but I think the design really does hint towards Apple on the basic models.
Yeah, and I think too the fact that later this year, remember, we've talked about it, that they're going to release iMessage for Android anyway.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like a little safety net for some customers who maybe make that switch? You reckon?
Maybe.
Do you reckon could that play against Apple? That they've given customers who have considered moving away from iPhone a way to stay in touch with that.
I've always argued they should have it, but now that I think about it more and more, I think all they're doing is driving people away potentially from Apple, because what they're trying to do with iMessage is potentially compete with the likes of Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. Now, if you do that, you make people platform agnostic. That's what WhatsApp does for you and I.
Absolutely, yeah.
We can be on any platform and no one knows the difference. It's only people who iMessage me that notice when I'm on a different phone.
Yes.
So I don't know that that's a smart move for Apple to create that with people, and that's what they'd be debating.
It's going to be really interesting. I can't wait till the Worldwide Developers Conference when then potentially AI may be discussed.
Yeah.
When potentially
Mate,
iMessage is
if
discussed.
WWDC this year is not headline,
AI.
second lead and third lead AI,
Yeah.
Apple's got problems.
You
We
gotta
said this.
wonder.
We said
You
this.
gotta
This is not
work it
first
out.
time we've
Yeah,
said
and
this.
it's not just for iOS either. It's for Mac OS too.
Yes.
Because honestly,
And
Microsoft.
Siri.
Microsoft is running laps around them when it comes to AI. Copilot is apparently
It's going to be a key on the keyboard.
5 billion people have used, or there've been calls to the Copilot.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. New key on the keyboard. So they're ahead of the game at the moment. See Apple's response. I can't wait to see it.
I understand that Microsoft is going to go so hard mid-year with this.
Yeah. Well,
launch.
every new Windows 11 computer you get from now on, like if you buy it from February onwards, is going to have that Copilot key.
Yeah.
Copilot Pro was just announced last week.
Yeah.
So this is huge.
Yeah, massive.
Huge.
All right, well, the ball is in Apple's court, and I think we've got rave reviews for the Samsung Galaxy S24 at face value. We'll have longer-term look at those in the weeks ahead. Details, videos, photos of the Galaxy S24, 24 Plus, 24 Ultra at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com, and we look forward to hearing what you think.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear, and the best way to gear up for success is with flawless Wi-Fi. When it comes to elite Wi-Fi performance across your home, Orbi is in a class of its own, unlocking uncompromising speed, coverage and reliability from the front door to the backyard. It really is easy to find the perfect Orbi because you just got to go to netgear.com.au and there's literally a guide there. Few questions, it'll tell you which one is best for you based on your circumstances. But it's not just Orbi. Think about the unstoppable performance, as Netgear describes it, of the new Nighthawk Wi-Fi 7 router. This is a completely different look. It's a stand-up device, which is just unbelievable Wi-Fi range, speed and reliability, especially for gamers. Check it all out, all the details, netgear.com.au for the best Wi-Fi you can get.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Well, hell hath frozen over. Foxtel has allowed Kayo to launch its most requested feature, which was, in turn, the only thing that separated or set Fox Sports apart or Foxtel apart from Kayo.
4K.
4K.
Bingo.
So as of the Bahrain Formula One Grand Prix on February 29, you will be able to watch 4K vision on Kayo. Now, of course, just like on Foxtel, it is selected events only.
Yep.
But all the Formula One, practice, qualifying and race, they're all across the year in 4K, except probably Australia, because Australia is still a host broadcast out of Channel 10, I think.
Ooh.
So they'll never say all, but I'm pretty sure that's why.
Right.
No.
They can't upscale that?
I'm sure they can, but I don't
Because
want to upscale.
you know, that's what they do with the football. They upscale it to 4K. It's not filmed in 4K. It's upscaled to 4K.
What are you talking about?
Just so you
football?
know, the rugby league on Foxtel.
Some of it is. There's some matches that are 4K.
Yeah.
It depends. They don't. Are you talking about every single match is in 4K?
No, not the ones that aren't on co-hosted with that are on Channel 9. Every other game is in 4K on the rugby league.
What's upscaled? What are you saying to me?
Well, there's no, because they upscale a lot of those, because there's not every camera is a 4K camera, so some of the footage is upscaled to 4K.
Understand.
Yeah, and it looks great.
But not all of it.
No, some of it is actually filmed in 4K. Some of it is upscaled to 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was confusing.
Covered on.
Anyway,
covered during a Magic round.
During the year, you'll see a lot of events. They've mentioned AFL, NRL, Formula, and netball. They've called out specifically.
Yeah.
So look, it's not a groundbreaking because it's not everything. And let's be honest, I'll reflect on the very first 4K launch where they went Bathurst in 4K, and then the year after they went, like they went
they
to
did
all
it
that
once.
trouble.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
I think 2 years maybe they did it, and then they've not done it since.
Remember the 3D State of Origin?
Let's not go there.
Back in
Anyway,
was it
the
2010?
big thing here is, though, this is a bit of a reset. I always knew and was happy to pay more for 4K.
Yeah.
Because I got a beautiful big TV here that's 8K, and I watched the KO.
So you can watch it twice on there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched KO on that.
Yep.
And look, I know that if I switch to the Foxtel box, which I've got here as a review, it looks better, but I just find it easy to use KO, right? So it's going to be great. And I knew I'd pay more. Now, what would you pay more? I thought probably $10 would be a number they'd throw at us, but it's actually theoretically $5.
Right.
So what they've done is they've said the KO One, which is their entry level $25 a month high definition one stream subscription, that stays as it is. Kayo Basic, which until now was $30 for 2 streams in high definition, is now called Kayo Basic still, but it's now $35 a month. So it's $5 more for 2 streams in up to 4K.
Yep.
Right? But the Kayo Premium, I think it was called, which used to be 3 streams in HD at $35 a month, no longer exists.
Oh.
Now, this may be problematic for the long household because there are times when I'm running computer and big screen and Jacko's out there running something as well. So 3 screens we have used. But
why would they do that?
I was told in conversation, they would say on background, that essentially bugger all people use 3 streams. It's a very small percentage. But I'm worried for Kayo that that percentage, as small as it is, will be super vocal.
Whoa.
Now, what do? Are they trying to drive those people back to Foxtel? I don't know. It won't kill me. It'll just mean we've got to be a bit more careful with how we view and where we view.
But would they go back to Foxtel? Because they can't do that on Foxtel.
No, but you can multi-room.
Multi-room. I guess, but that's more
Foxtel
boxes.
Go.
More boxes.
I don't know. But, I'm not sure how they do it. But it is in one way a downgrade in that sense. But I think it's their way of not putting a $40 price tag on something as well.
Yeah.
Because that would be, some reporters would look at that as the headline. Kayo now $40 a month. Well, it's just for a very small percentage of people. But, mate, $5 extra a month. I pay $30 a month for Kayo. I'm happy to pay an extra $5 to get the Formula 1 in 4K.
And so you're saying you can't stay on your current plan with the 3. You've got to move up to this one.
I've got to move essentially sideways because I think I'm currently paying $35 for the 3 streams. So I'm going to move sideways and get just 2 streams.
But now
4K. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So it's quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
You want.
But, mate, the comments, especially in the FGM Man Cave on this, it's like about time.
Right.
So many people, like I've been asking for this, I've been emailing Kayo about this. It is the one thing people want because,
mate, we asked this day one.
Everyone's got a 4K TV.
Exactly.
If you've got Kayo, you've got a 4K TV because you are in some ways
it needs a smart TV,
an early adopter. You're in some ways, tech savvy. You're streaming the sport instead of using a Foxtel box. You've got a 4K TV. They've been out for 10 years for crying out loud.
Exactly right. No,
so it's the smart move. Now remember this, and we've talked about this before. This costs them more money because they're sending out more bandwidth. It's costing them more in distribution. It's not going to be a game changer for them, but that's why it costs more money if you're wondering. But I'm fascinated by the fact they didn't just go $38 a month for 3 streams or something like that, or whatever.
Would you cop an extra few bucks to have an extra stream? Is that
no,
more?
I think I would.
Is that as much value for you as the fact that it's 4K?
Well, we'll know in a few months when I start getting kicked off my streams.
Oh.
It's a weird thing. It really only happens when I'm like watching like I've got something in the lounge room in the office and I'm walking between them or something, or I've got it on the computer it's a first world problem. Massive first world problem.
I noticed the sports too. The most popular sports on there: AFL, NRL, cricket, Formula 1, and maybe not netball, but that's up there.
It is pretty popular.
It is popular, but the fact it's in 4K obviously means it's popular.
But let's be clear: it's not everything. It's not every NRL. It's not every cricket. It's not everything.
It's like Foxtel. Not every NRL game's in 4K.
That's right.
Not every ARL.
It will be this if it's on Foxtel in 4K. It will be on Kayo in 4K. Let's be real about that.
So do you think this is going to maybe be the last straw for people to give them an excuse to quit their Foxtel?
Well,
Foxtel box?
Until today, until this announcement, the Foxtel's 4K offering of Fox Sports was the only reason for some people to stay with Foxtel because they had a big TV, they had the box, and they loved their NRL or their Formula 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, if they can go to Kayo
4K,
and potentially save $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 a month, of course they're going to change.
So
it's a very strange thing, but it does lead up to the launch of Hubble, which will mean that's going to be in Kayo in 4K on Hubble, and it's a known. Like Patrick Delaney literally said to me, he accepts they're going to churn customers from Foxtel to Hubble.
Yeah,
not everyone, because he knows that there's a bunch of people that'll forever pay the big dollar price,
and that want to record and do all that sort of stuff too. Like
and just don't want streaming.
Yeah, I think that was my next question, but so this could be then the last straw for people who are hanging on to Foxtel.
They will get phone calls.
Right.
When Kayo starts running billboards, well, that's the big thing, is how aggressive will Kayo, how aggressive is Kayo allowed to be by the mothership in their marketing of this?
Yeah.
I think it'll be aggressive.
Unusual situation, isn't it, where the one part of the company can benefit and another can
Julian
detract.
Ogren, the guy that runs the Stream Motion or the Hubble side of the business now, he's sitting here going, hey, come on, Patrick, what the hell, man? I've got this. I could grow my subs by 100,000 in an instant if we did this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's fascinating, and I don't. On the record, off the record, don't know. But anyway,
Okay.
I asked Patrick Delaney whether Kayo would come to fetch, for example.
Right.
And he didn't give me a firm answer. I'm not going to quote him, but I'd got the sense that it wasn't even thought about.
Right.
Not wasn't going to happen, but wasn't thought about. And I find that fascinating because
so that fetch
on a fetch box I can't watch Kayo, right?
Yep.
You know, there are 600,000 fetch boxes in the market. There are 800,000 Telstra TV customers. So by the end of this year, there's going to be 1 million people that use fetch.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you put Kayo on there?
Yeah.
It's just, mate,
Because
from a
you can
business
get Apple
perspective,
TV, you get all these other apps on it, Netflix.
from
and
a
everything.
business perspective, it's the dumbest. It's just that competitive. Like that would be like saying, Stephen and I have a great rapport. We're great mates. We get on really well. This works really well. But, mate, your website competes with mine, so we're not going to talk anymore. Like, it'd be like saying no to... Like, it's just so dumb.
Well, you think of other relationships that exist, like Apple TV's on a Samsung TV.
Yeah.
And you've got all these other apps running there. Like Apple TV's on Fetch and all these others.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, mate,
that's a
if
good
I
question.
was Patrick Delaney or Julian Ogren, the first thing I would do
Fetch.
would call Scott Lawson and say, what do we need to do?
But isn't it now...
And make it happen.
Because Fetch is now Telstra, isn't it?
Yeah.
So doesn't Telstra still have something to do with
Somehow
Foxtel?
in the group, I don't know.
Or Stream Motion is now apart from Telstra
It's
and
still
all
a
that?
competitor, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Fetch is still a competitor to Foxtel, and that's how they're viewing the market in a very 1980s style Kerry Packer aggressive competitiveness as opposed to being just, free world, Nimbin style, let everyone have everything kind of thing, which would work better for them. Do you not believe that?
Yeah, no.
Kayo would add 100,000 subs.
Absolutely.
That's $3 million a month.
Yeah, if they were on Fetch.
If they were on Fetch.
Yeah.
Well, who's looking back $3 million a month?
No, nobody. Yeah, maybe maybe that announcement's coming up. You never know.
I don't think it is.
You never know.
I really don't think it is.
Okay.
That was the vibe I got from Patrick Delaney anyway.
We need to talk to our friends at Fetch.
I don't think they have control over that, mate.
What lobbying they're doing.
Don't think they have control over that. Anyway, Kayo in 4K, folks. Let us know what you think. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Well, DJI has a brand new product that we are now allowed to talk about, and it's not a drone.
Woohoo!
It is a microphone. And I've got to say, the DJI...
Second generation for them.
DJI Mic, the original one, was my go-to mic whenever I was doing any videos.
Okay.
And now seeing Mic 2, which is... They've changed the design of the... Like, how they're similar to the Rode...
rounded.
Like, the Rode mics are quite big.
Yeah.
They're like square. The DJIs are a little more narrower.
Elongated.
The DJI 2 have not only that, but also sort of rounded edges, and so it's really easy to put on your shirt.
Still a big unit.
It is big, not as big as the Rode though. Still smaller than the Rode.
No, I think on the shirt it's lighter.
Yeah, maybe. But they've changed the design of it as well, so the curved edges, and I still plug in the lav mic into it as well. But what I'd also love is the fact that it's always on charge. So you got the box that goes inside.
So this is the Mic 2, right?
Yep.
It has strong features which compete with the Rode Wireless Pro.
Yeah.
So float audio, which is essentially high quality, you're not going to get clipping audio, right? Pretty solid. It has backup redundant recording at -6 decibels so that if you do stuff up, your audio quality is good. It has as you say, the little box that means they're always on charge.
Charging.
And when you take them out, they're instantly on.
Yeah.
That's why I use the Rode Wireless Pros, because it just means they're always charging. So for me, this is a dead set shot across the bow at Rode and the Wireless Pro.
Tremendous, yeah. I do like the transmitter or the receiver on the camera. You can see the levels.
Yep.
And it's good too because it fits in the hot shoe of the camera.
Yep.
And I know whenever I'm shooting myself, just doing my own video, I can turn that screen towards myself and see the levels are there.
So you know
and
that
if
it's
someone
working.
else is shooting, they can turn it towards themselves and see that as well. So
and look, it comes with a Lightning and a USB-C adapter so that you can just plug this thing, the receiver, directly into your phone.
Yep.
Works a charm.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
good.
It's really good.
It juts out a little bit, but it's all good. It's there to be used in that way.
Yeah.
But actually for me, and I'll be honest with you, I never used the originals.
I did all the time.
I've got way too many Rodes. I could never get to it.
Yeah, I used them probably, I reckon, 50, probably 60-40 DJI.
The ability for the DJI Mic 2, standalone mic on its own, forget anything else, just the mic, to be paired by Bluetooth to your phone is wild.
The DJI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one. So you only need the $169 microphone. You don't need to buy everything else.
Yeah.
Just buy the microphone. You can pair it with your phone via Bluetooth, open up the video app, and just talk.
Yeah.
And
you
it's
get
recording
quality
you.
audio.
So for a low-level, mid-level content creator, great entry point. For a mid to high-level content creator, like high quality,
it's
great. And on that little screen, it's an 1.1-inch OLED touch screen on the receiver with a little dial, which means it's very easy to flick through and up the gain and down the gain on these things. Very smart design.
Anyone who wants to hear them in action, all the videos I recorded at CES were using the DJI Mic 2. So if you want to hear the audio quality,
I think
go nuts.
Well, here's what I'd say to Rode, who I love. I think it's a great company. They're doing very well. This thing is 10 times the quality out of the box. It feels
it's slicker. Yeah, it feels like an Apple product.
The box is like a metal box.
Yeah.
There's something about that receiver that feels
and
really
did you
high
see
quality.
It's translucent. It's
all the
transparent.
mics are transparent.
You can see through it. Yeah, nice.
I
nice
don't know
touch.
about that. But
nice touch. And you can get it in black and white now.
Yeah.
They've got like shadow white, I think they call it.
Look, it's good.
Pearl white. Shadow black, pearl white.
And so what you'll see from now on is people with a pen with a microphone stuck to it, talking to it, or a stick, because there's idiots still on TikTok doing that. Honestly. Just stick it on your shirt, you idiots.
Mic,
honestly.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can put it on you.
Can we just get rid of that stupid trend where we clip it to our hat or our ear? I mean, it's just dumb. I saw a bloke yesterday with a lapel mic, which is the little ones we wear here on TV and when we're doing our content. Little one, but he had it clipped on his beard. Mate, I scroll.
The
lapel. Lavalier.
The lavalier.
I don't care if you have the most exciting information that's useful to me. I am swiping away if you're clipping your lav to your beard.
Well, you don't need to have it that close to your mouth, surely.
It's also just stupid.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to be different. Just be different.
Make your content better.
Yeah, okay.
Content is
gimmicks,
folks.
No gimmicks here.
100%.
Is that right?
100%.
But anyway, bottom line, DJI sounds great. Is really easy to set up and get working, and it's really easy to keep charged too. That was
it is really good.
Yeah,
that's
pro level audio.
Pro level audio, yeah. All right, you can read more about the announcement at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com, and all of Stephen's videos were secretly recorded using the DJI Mic 2 at CES.
Under embargo.
Ooh, did anyone notice?
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Two Blokes Talking Tech are proudly supported by our good friends at Arlo. And Arlo, one thing to note about Arlo is the fact that they are compatible with solar panels. There's a very popular accessory. If you're running your cameras, you can attach
one on my driveway camera,
a solar panel. And we are apparently coming up to a stretch of sunny weather.
Now, I don't know what Sandra and Lambro at
They've got some long-range forecasting going on. So if you want to supplement your cameras, so look, once you need to charge up the battery, you either need to take the battery out, charge it separately, or connect a cable, charge it that way, or solar panel, the battery's topped up all the time.
Yeah.
It's a set and forget solution.
I mean, I've got 10, 15, 20 Arlo cameras around my home. No, I've got about 8 that are constantly on, but I do have enough that when the mice attack, I can put them everywhere. Anyway, we have mouse cam 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Wow.
Anyway,
that's a different episode too. If you listen back to our catalog,
you got to scroll back.
Yeah.
So I go through probably every 3 to 3 or 4 months. I go through and I just pull all the batteries out and put the new charged ones in. But the driveway camera never touched it because it's on permanently being charged.
Because that's up high too, isn't it? That's up high. So if you got a camera like that's in a difficult place to access, then solar panel. Set and forget.
Done deal.
You don't need to climb up a ladder.
What are we even talking about?
Yeah.
So apparently there's sun coming.
Yeah.
Solar is your friend.
That is it. Yeah. Solar panels. So that is a very, very important accessory. Check them out. Arlo.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
All right. Leave aside the transparent TV, which I think stole the show and is the show stopper. Legit.
I think it won. That was the winner. That was the winner.
Absolutely.
That's 2 in a row to LG.
Absolutely. Like if we're giving out the award, that's what it is, without any question.
Yep. And I'm judging this not only by the amount of times that you and I talked about it on TV and radio, but also the number of hits on our stories and videos. By far the most popular story on Tech Guide and popular video as well. By a country mile.
Not for me.
No?
Nope.
What was the highest thing for you?
The Y brush.
What? Really?
The
Are you
Y
talking
brush
on
toothbrush.
Are you talking on TikTok or
Yeah.
on your site, or
Yeah,
what are you
TikTok.
talking about? TikTok,
Yeah.
really?
TikTok video views, unbelievable.
Yeah, my OLED went nuts on me. The transparent. I think it helped too that it was a. They remember the embargo was someone
Broke it.
broke
Yeah,
the
yeah.
embargo, and we just went nuts and just published
Well,
it
I
straight
said
away.
to Jacko, his KPIs were strong views, and he was looking like not getting 1 million views on a video there, but we came strong home with the
Boom.
Y brush. He got there.
Got 1 million views.
The heated Mozzie Bite
Yeah.
thing
Is that the
got
USB?
pretty bloody good too.
Really? Wow.
It's
Yeah.
excellent. I get a lot of questions about that.
The popular one for me was the Perfecta, the grill.
Yep, no,
that
that
was
went
a
well.
popular
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I didn't do that one.
Flappy was popular.
Cat door.
Popular talking
Yeah, definitely.
subject on TV and radio.
Yeah, definitely.
We had a good laugh, Janie Seal and I.
In
on
terms
Sky
of
about
real,
that.
genuine products, massive shout out to Belkin for the Auto Tracking Stand Pro. That thing is, it's an evolution of what they had last year, but the reason it's massive is because they're the first company to actually use a thing that Apple announced a good year ago, which is Dock Kit, which is this thing that allows you to just tap your phone and pair a device with a dock.
Yeah, smart.
And it does face tracking. Now, I was so desperate to try it with my DJI phone, the Channel 9
And it
app, right?
worked, didn't it? It worked.
Because I'm talking to them going, does the app need to be updated? Because there's no way DJI have updated their app with this line of code, right? No.
Really?
It just worked.
Wow.
So I
Did
put
you
it
use
on.
It?
No, because and we haven't tested it yet. I've
Well, how
just used
often
it in
are you
controlled
moving
circumstances.
around on?
No, but what's to say I wouldn't, right? Like CS would have been a great example.
Yeah.
Stand in the show floor. Imagine I walked around.
Yeah,
Like it'd
right.
be unbelievable. Here's the problem with it, which I will give them feedback on.
Yep.
If you can imagine this is the iPhone screen, right?
Yep.
And it kind of tracks the center, right? And so what it does is it puts you here, right? That.
Yep.
But on TV, you want to be here. You want to be a bit higher.
So too much headroom.
I worry there's too much headroom
Maybe
on,
get a
on the way it
TV.
tracks.
Get a TV mode.
I think it just needs to be there may be a setting. We haven't tested it in
Yeah.
our own lives, but there may be a setting
Yeah,
to
right.
adjust that. But
So
that's
too
all
much
I would
headroom.
do.
Too
I would
much.
reduce the headroom, But unbelievable that it just tap and work
Yeah, that's
and it
smart.
goes. You're going to
Yeah.
see this thing go nuts. I'm telling you, 2024 will be the year of technology-driven TikTok content because this thing plus
AI,
DJI's mic,
The
JBL
audio.
have got a $150 mic
Yep.
coming. Like
Yep.
it's going to be so easy to up your game with
Yeah.
content.
The quality is
Brilliant.
going to go.
100%.
It's going to jump. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What else did well for you?
Um,
Oro did good.
Oro?
The dog robot, the automated robot companion.
Yep, did really well.
That was pretty cool.
BMO for Weavings did very well as
Yeah,
well.
same. Yeah, BMO did great. That was a good.
You know,
that
a
was
lot of narcs as well in the
yeah.
comments going, well, what would you do? Just go to a doctor. But they don't understand healthcare. They don't understand when you've got a problem that needs daily monitoring. It's important.
My electric motorcycle did pretty good.
Yep.
That was the
Verge.
TS Ultra.
Yep.
That did pretty good on YouTube and on Tech Guide.
Yep.
What else was good? I mentioned the transparent TV runaway winner. Runaway winner.
I did this morning on 4BC. I was asked about. I talked about the transparent, and they said, "But do you see a time when windows on houses?" And I went, "I'll stop you right there, and I'll tell you the example that Jeremy Senior gave us, which was we've talked about this already in the CS episodes about being in a football stadium, watching it, and getting stats on the glass. They were wowed by that, and I think that, mate, if I ran a call, whatever the hell the name of the big stadium is, I would do a deal with Samsung to give them a box for a year if they needed it, just so we could put two bits of glass in, one in their box and one in the stadium's box."
Yep.
And you would basically upsell that to all the corporate boxes because I think it'd be really cool to be able to control the messaging on the screen and on the glass.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But is that something you reckon that that the whole that's a great application of that technology? But is that something that we're going to be seeing the Vision Pro in market in a few weeks? Is that something that maybe that a device like that will bring?
Mate, no one's wearing the Vision Pro in a corporate box.
No, but I mean if you're watching at home, say you're watching
well, that's a
TV
different
broadcast
scenario.
or something. Yeah.
I mean, mate,
I'm just thinking with it's
I'm
augmented.
still yet
it's
to
augmenting.
believe that people will want the Vision Pro. I know it will sell well and it'll be amazing and all that, but I just don't know who needs it.
Yeah.
I think about our bloody PlayStation VR and how the games are there, but the kids never pull it out much.
Yeah.
We've got a Quest at home. They don't use it much.
Yeah.
Like, what are we
I don't
using
know.
it for?
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
Is Apple strong enough to pull that off? This is we've asked this question.
This is
before.
make or break for Tim Cook. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well,
or someone on his team, but
yeah.
he's going to be the man that lands
I'll put
it.
it this way, I don't reckon that anyone could sell it as good as Apple.
100%.
That's the whole thing. Like PlayStation, you mentioned, Meta,
Yeah.
and they've been around for a while. But in terms of selling it as
Yeah.
an experience and the quality of it, and you know what, Apple's that when they put the foot down
Yeah.
to promote something and release something,
Yeah, I know.
then it's just there's
We'll wait and see.
just all
Wait and
on.
see. Mate, the flying car will never happen in our lifetime. Best looking flying car demo I've ever seen. Like beautiful
Yeah.
car.
Righto.
Really well designed.
Yeah.
But will never happen. Do you think?
I don't know.
Mate,
In
come
5
on.
years, maybe. Who knows what's going to
5
happen?
years?
Well, who knows what's going to happen in that time?
Mate, I've been going to CS for 12 years. I remember the first year, a bloke from Lexus saying autonomous cars were at least a decade away, and they are still at least a decade away.
Yeah. And what about the drone taxis? They were.
Yeah, where are they?
About 6 years
Where's
ago.
Uber
They
Air?
were
I went to Washington with Uber, and that's
hello,
just nothing.
gypped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at my others. I did the pet products did well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Well,
they did pretty well.
People love their pets, and they will
TVs,
spend money on their pets.
I filmed all the booth tours, and which do you reckon got the most views?
LG, transparent TV.
Let me have a look here. The Hisense got more views on my booth tour.
yeah, right.
I don't know why. Maybe the algorithm did something funny there, but LG was a close second. But the Hisense booth tour, for some reason, on YouTube had more views.
Yeah, look, I mean, YouTube is a funny beast, right?
but
It really is hard to tell.
I did have a separate LG transparent video
Yeah.
on its own,
Yeah.
not the booth tour, and that did 4 times what the Hisense booth tour did. So they'd already seen that.
Yeah, right. I
As
mean,
well.
look, the thing about, honestly, and I had the time and the resources to do a bit more this year because I made sure the videos were posted across platforms. But, mate, YouTube just is nothing for Australians. I really do believe, unfortunately, YouTube prioritises Americans far too much, American
You
content.
reckon? Yeah.
And, I look at I look at the shorts. We put all the same stuff on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram.
Yep.
YouTube, just like a couple of thousand views on stuff. Whereas on Instagram, even the LG and the Y-Brush got in the tens of thousands on Instagram, which is rare, very rare.
Yeah.
And, mate, then you look at TikTok and you go, this is where the algorithm, mate, no one has nailed the algorithm like TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing to me.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how some of my videos on TikTok went really well and on Instagram did okay and vice versa.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
I don't know. I just think that it's it's a fascinating kind of. Everything's different. I think that's the thing. Even though I put the same stuff out, you actually need to look at each platform as being a different thing, which is why I'm
why it's
happy for
different.
this show to be on YouTube and Facebook as a long form video because some people will use it that way.
Yeah.
Everything's different. People use every platform differently.
Everything is different.
It's official.
Yeah.
It's official.
What's the Lego line? Everything's awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah. And everything's awesome as well.
Everything's awesome.
Different and awesome.
There was some absolute rubbish.
Like what? Name one that was
That rabbit AI thing was just an attempt for a company to be talking about AI. And
it's like a Game Boy with AI.
yeah, leave me out of it.
Is that how you? But it got a lot of buzz though.
Good on them. Yeah,
Massive buzz.
because it was a real. It was.
Did
it
you
was the
actually see
closest
it?
thing. No,
Yeah.
I didn't bother.
Yeah. Where was that anyway?
I don't know.
It was off the strip or
And
was it
again, this is the
the
problem. Like,
convention
people
centre?
go, "Did you see that thing?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't want to break it to you."
Where is it?
Did you walk from Melbourne to Geelong today? No, that's why I didn't see it.
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Like,
Did
it's
you
very
walk
hard.
5Ks to see something today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and therefore waste hours
I
of
don't
your
think
day.
people appreciate and look and I've got to tell you, CES has expanded well away from the convention
Yes,
centre.
that's right.
It's so much like before it was like 95% at the convention centre.
Now it's
now
everywhere.
I reckon it's 50-50.
Yeah, I think
There's
so
as
too.
much off. There's as much. I reckon there's half of it off the show
And
floor.
my final advice is we've been giving all these updates and advice to people exhibiting at CES is if you're going to exhibit off the show floor, start at 6 a.m. and finish at 9 p.m. so that we can do the show floor and come and see you.
Are they allowed to do that though?
Most of them are just
not.
hotel rooms.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. They can't tell me what time to get up, can they?
No.
The CTA or not?
Yeah.
Well, if they're officially part of CES, don't they have to abide by some sort of rule
Well,
so that you're not getting an unfair advantage? Or
it's just
don't
hard.
know.
It's hard
We
to cover
don't-
the whole
we
show.
don't make the rules.
It's impossible to cover the whole show.
I agree.
Anyway,
I would go. I'd go to an earlier meeting if it meant seeing something.
That's what I said to
freeing up my
like
time.
I think it was Asus. I said, listen, I've only got Monday morning. It's the only time I can do it. And the show's not open that day, so you need to be open that day or I can't come. And they were like, we are open that day, 10 o'clock. I went, going to need to make it 9:30 at the very least. Like it was,
Yeah, right.
it was like pulling teeth because, again, we're just one little piddly thing in the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah.
But there would have been heaps of other things I would have loved to have seen that were at booth, that were at hotel rooms and briefings and all that stuff. But you just priorities,
Well, even
right?
better if they come to our hotel room. Bring the products to us. Bring it to us. Show it. We should have. That'd be really cool.
Actually,
if someone could bring, say, someone like, how many emails do you get? Oh, here you're in Vegas. Come to see our thing and do this.
I should be like, you know
I
what?
would say, you want me
Here's
to
what we'll
see
do
it?
next year.
Bring it to me.
Remind me.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do next
Do you
year.
agree with this or not?
Wait for me. Just listen to me. Here's you got to remind me though, because I will forget.
I'll remind you. Okay.
We will allocate a 5-hour window at the EFTM office on the West Hall
Come and see us.
on the third day of the show.
Yeah.
Right, not the fourth day because
security might step in there, mate.
What?
We know how. We know what they're like over there.
And we say, listen,
Trevor,
make a
with a few
booking.
times.
We'll do 10-minute pitches. So you've got 10. You come in. You got a 10-minute window. You got to be here. You got to pitch.
Is this a two blokes thing or an EFTM
like
thing?
because then they cover both of us.
Two blokes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you
They
can
double.
get Australian media coverage
Yes.
if you come here at this time and show us what your thing is.
Done. That is a great idea. Don't you reckon it's a good idea?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Bring it to us.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone will come.
Bring it to us.
Do you reckon anyone will come?
Well, you never know.
Third day of the show, you know, it's petering down. Like you go to a booth. I'd go to a booth on the third day and so I've got this award. Is there anyone from PR and marketing? And they go, they left yesterday. What are you talking about? Like, everyone's left.
They're gone. They're gone.
All right. Anyway, that's for CS 2025. Let's worry about that.
Yeah.
Down the track.
We've got 11 and a half months to worry about that.
It comes up real soon.
Yeah, it does go quick.
Comes up quick.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
All right, Stephen, good to be back in the chair. If you are watching on Facebook, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. If you're on, if you want to find the private feed, go to YouTube and find this episode, and the YouTube link will be in the description. And we know you're not watching it because I know how many people are watching it.
Yeah, come on.
Lot of
Have a
people.
go. Come on. Have a go.
I know that the private feed is pretty close to the most popular thing, especially for Apple listeners. On the Apple data, Apple listeners love the private feed.
Yeah.
So
when we're not talking about tech, funny enough.
Jump on over and find the private feed.
What have you got to lose?
We'd love your feedback on the EV podcast when it launches next week.
Yep. Jump all over that.
I'm pretty thin-skinned though, so be nice.
Come on, nothing but 5 stars. Come on.
I just want emails. I want emails. People say that was good or do this differently. If you got, put it this way, if you've got feedback, constructive feedback, I definitely want to hear it.
Yeah.
But treat me like a 12-year-old who cries really quickly. Yeah? You know,
Fragile.
A little bit of
fragile.
little bit of, you know, oh, that was good. Maybe do this and that way. You know, just think about how you.
That was
how you're
really
doing.
good, buddy. But if you'd maybe try this.
Yeah, if you've got a degree or you've been through any management or coaching courses at your office, send us a feedback. But otherwise, keep it to yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah, well, you know, I think we've got some pretty loyal listeners who will.
They're the ones I'm worried about.
They like our but they like that. They're listening because they like our style. They like what we do and how we do it, and so that would be another.
I was very nervous recording the first episode. Yeah.
Okay. First day jitters, eh?
A little bit.
Oh, it was important time, mate. You only get one chance to make a first impression, as they say, with a show like that.
You only get one first chance too. Anyway, let's do it all again next week, Stephen. I'll see you then.
Let's do it.
All right, mate.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.